Welcome back to the What's Cooking Show. Again, we have Mr. Jason Hugate with the Steamboat in Washington, where the Catfish Festival is going to be held this weekend. And also we have Ms. Glenda Fuller, and she's our first place winner of the Catfish Cook-Off last year. So Jason, we're on our Catfish. Where we go now?
Okay, so on the break we took our fillets out, and normally you want to kind of let it cool off a little bit, but since we're time constraints here, we're going to try to do it while it's still hot. And you just want to take your fork and break it up, and you want to do the best you can without actually mashing it all up, because we do want something. It's kind of like when you use jumbo lump crab meat, you don't want to actually break it all up completely. Actually, you don't want to break it up at all.
Right.
So
it's a last minute thing.
Yeah. So we're going to try to do this the best we can with our little fork.
Oh, I do that, Jason. I'm going to remind everybody at home that all the ingredients that Jason's going to be using here today can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly stores here in Opelousas, 8410 Highway 182 North.
1305 Heather Drive.
It's outside location. Come by and see us. Pick up all your fresh ingredients. I know we got plenty of catfish, that's for sure.
Yes. This weekend, everybody's going to need it.
Yes. Oh, yes. Most definitely.
So what we want to do first is we want to go ahead and, we'll do the egg last. Since
I'm going to help you. Tell me what you need, and I'll get a thing. I'll hand it to you.
She wants to learn, Jason.
Yeah, that's part of cooking. Is you get in the kitchen and we've got hands-on learning.
You can learn a lot from him.
Tell me what you want.
We want to put we'll put garlic in there first. We're going to put a little bit of onion, and you want to chop these onions as fine as you can, because you don't want to have all kind of big chunks of onions in your mouth when you're eating it. And I like to put a little bit of celery. I use celery a lot in crab meat dishes, and since we're going to try to mimic.
Well, it gives you a crunch, and it just it tastes, nutty taste.
Also in this recipe, if you really wanted to, you could saute the vegetables first to kind of wilt them down first if you don't like that mouthfeel, which is always an option. It just all depends on what you want to do.
What would you like next?
Next, we'll take the green onions right here.
Green onions? Okay.
And we're going to put just a little bit for flavor, of course, but we're going to put some for color. And let's see what we got next. Some
mustard?
Dijon mustard. We're just going to add a few.
This may want to be later.
About maybe a teaspoon.
And that brings out so much flavor.
Oh, yes. Oh. You could also substitute Creole mustard, yellow mustard. Again, whatever your taste buds prefer. Let's see, mayo. Need a little bit of mayo. Today we're using some that's not homemade, but of course the homemade mayonnaise would be.
Oh yeah.
And don't go forward that because
it's not hard to make either. Most people shy away from it, but it's actually pretty easy to make.
Very easy to make. That's right.
Yeah.
So
and
next,
the flavor is unbelievable.
We're gonna put again a little more of our seafood ball. Be very, very careful with this stuff because it is very salty as well as spicy, depending on which one you use. You could substitute Old Bay. So you can actually use Tony Sash's if you like. Whatever your favorite all-purpose seasoning is.
In fact, you use Old Bay seasoning in your Bloody Marys, huh?
Yes.
I remember that.
They go good with catfish.
Oh, what?
Yes,
That's
they sure
right.
do.
And you don't have to put the extra stuff in it. Just a Bloody Mary with no vodka in it is still good.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Definitely. Just a tomato. I know people drink tomatoes.
But it's the spiciness, I think, that just really jumps out at you and enhances your food.
Jason had done a cooking show for us one time, and he actually brought one of the things he did was the Bloody Marys.
Oh.
So we would
one of the dishes.
Get some Bloody
Marys. We had a good morning that morning.
Very good morning. We felt good.
Felt good all morning long.
We've had wine on the show before too.
Yeah.
So now, Joe, we're gonna add a little bit of breadcrumbs, and right here, what you want to remember is not to over bread it because it will get too stiff and it will taste too much like bread. But at the same time, you gotta be very careful how much you put because you don't want it too loose or it'll fall apart in your fryer. And it's gonna get all over your hands whenever you.
It's called practice.
That's right.
Get that right mixture. And
today we're using some fresh bread.
What kind of bread do you use?
We actually use it's more like it's a product we get from Wholesome.
Okay.
Yeah, we use a lot of bread, so.
So far, so easy?
So easy.
So Jason, what is the key? I'm sure people at home are going to want to know, okay, how do I know when it's enough, not enough?
Well, it's basically a feel that you get when you're mixing it with your spoon. You just want to make sure that you can see the excess moisture. That's all you want to do is pick up the excess moisture. You're not trying to make it into just a big stiff ball, you know what I'm saying? It's something, I guess, like you said, practice. You know, you get to mess with it for a little bit. And, you know, you can feel the stiffness on your spoon.
Okay, that makes sense.
Before we do a cook-off, I practice, and the guys at work, they get to eat either Cookin for a week or two. They get to eat, you know, gumbos, because we try different type of roux and different flavors and mixtures of things.
And I'm sure they get real upset about that.
Oh yeah, they get real upset. They're always asking, when are you going to do another cook-off? When are you going to do another cook-off?
And it's like Jason and me is like, when it comes to recipe, can't do it.
I know.
We can't tell you how much we put.
No.
We just put.
My cousin Dorsey, he likes to measure out because that's the way he cooks.
Right.
I cook like Jason. Well, it's got to be eye, taste, and feel.
People ask me all the time, well, can you, I need you to give me the recipe for this item or that item. And I'm like,
There's no recipe.
I mean, you know, and I put together on paper the best I can to give to them. And there still are some that it would take me 3 pages to, you know, it's complicated because there's 3 or 4 different recipes for ingredients that I use. So it would be really tough.
And again, if it looks like this, you have to do this. If it looks like that, you have to do that.
If you look at our mixture, it really looks like
it
looks like crab meat.
It sure does.
Like a stuffing that you're gonna start. Actually, you could stuff a fish with this.
That's right.
It'd be a little different.
All right, we're going to take another small break, and we're going to come back, and Jason can finish up his fish crab cake for us, and we'll give you a little bit more information on the Catfish Festival, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.